ready to go deep. Today, we're tackling Alain Badiou's In Praise of Love.
Philosophy of love.
Heavy stuff? Maybe. But trust me, this is going to be anything but tea, a boring lecture.
Badiou, he was known for making philosophy actually relevant, to our lives.
Exactly. And to make things even easier, we're using excerpts from a summary of his book, like a cheat sheet to his main ideas.
It's dense stuff. Badiou really dives into how we experience love in the modern world. And he doesn't hold back.
No, he doesn't. He even starts by talking about these ads in Paris, remember? Love without chance, they said. What do you think about that? Eliminating chance from love.
Sounds like a dream, right? No heartbreak. But I think Badiou is saying that trying to control love misses the whole point.
Because that risk, that unknown, that's what makes it exciting.
Exactly. It's a leap of faith. That's what Badiou wants us to see. And that leads him to look at how we usually think about love, the common ways.
And he critiques them all, the romantic view, the idea of a contract, even the skeptics. He really goes through them.
He's making us question, those deep assumptions, the stuff we just take for granted about love.
So let's break down each of these views, starting with, well, romantic love. What does that even mean?
It's the fairy tale, right? Love at first sight, the whirlwind romance, that sudden change.
Movies, books, it's everywhere. But is there more to love than that? Than just the spark?
That's what Badiou is getting at. Then there's the contract view. Love as a partnership, like an agreement.
More practical, then. Grounded in the realities.
Yeah, exactly. Think prenups, roles, responsibilities. Love, but through a more practical lens. But does that get rid of the magic?
Good question. And then, of course, the skeptics. Those who think love is just an illusion.
Cynical, maybe. Seen too much heartbreak. They see love as fleeting or just basic instincts disguised, maybe.
3 very different ways of seeing love. Do any of these resonate with you?
Honestly, I think there's truth in all of them. Our experiences shape how we view it. But Badiou argues that none of these truly capture what love is.
He sees them as incomplete, misleading, even.
Exactly. He even points out 2 big enemies of love within these views: safety and hedonism.
Interesting. Let's start with safety first, love. Why is seeking security in a relationship a bad thing?
Imagine a world where love has 0 risk. Choosing partners based on, scores, prenups to protect everything. What would be left?
Sounds a bit sterile. Does that even qualify as love anymore?
That's what Badiou is saying. Prioritizing safety above all else, controlling every outcome. It stifles love.
Trying to put this wild, untamable thing into a box. And hedonism. How does pleasure threaten love?
Think about relationships focused only on the immediate. Always excitement, newness, fleeting passion.
Just the thrill, the rush of it all.
Exactly. But when the novelty wears off, is there anything deeper there?
Badiou is saying real love has to go beyond those fleeting moments. Something more meaningful.
It has to. And that leads us to what ED thinks love really is. His own perspective.
Now I'm really curious. What's his take on it? What's his alternative?
Well, Badiou, he focuses on the idea of 2, not merging into 1, but 2 separate individuals, encountering each other.
So no, you complete me. Not like in the movies.
Exactly. He says real love comes from that tension between 2 selves with all their own, experiences and desires.
So recognizing and appreciating those differences, not trying to get rid of them.
Right. And he uses Romeo and Juliet to show this.
The classic love story. But isn't that supposed to be about love overcoming any difference?
Badiou says it's powerful because of those differences. That's what creates the spark, the energy.
Oh, I see. It's like that difference creates the pull, even though it might tear them apart.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And this brings us to another big idea for him. Love as an event.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. Like moments that change everything? Is that what he means?
Yeah. You're going along, living your life.
Yeah.
Then suddenly you meet someone and boom, everything's different. Not a gradual thing, but a complete break. Creates a whole new world for them.
Like falling down the rabbit hole into this reality that only they share.
Exactly. And for Badiou, this is it, this encounter. That's the foundation of love.
So it's not just finding someone who, fits your list or whatever. It's got to be something more.
It has to be. And you can't force it, It just happens. You have to be open to it.
Which goes against those love without chance ads, doesn't it? Badiou saying the magic is in the unknown.
Exactly. And then there's this other idea he has, the truth of 2.
Okay, that sounds pretty deep. Is this like the ultimate truth about love? The one answer?
Not really. He means each love makes its own truth. It comes from how those 2 people see things.
So, like, each couple creates their own world, right? Their own way of understanding things.
Like how two people see a movie totally differently. It's through talking, sharing ideas that they build something shared.
And that becomes their truth, unique to them.
Yeah. And it's always changing, shaped by both of them.
So, Badiou's saying love isn't simple. It's a challenge, but it's also very personal. Not about right answers, but about figuring it out together.
Right. And it's not always easy.
Yeah.
Even the strongest love can fade.
Yeah, that's true. So, how do you keep it going? What does he say about love lasting?
He's definitely saying love's not passive, not just something that happens to you.
You have to work at it, like tending a garden or something.
Right. He says it needs the right elements,
Yeah.
to really grow over time.
Okay, what are those? The magic ingredients for lasting love.
He talks about three main ones. We talked about the chance encounter already. Then there's duration and declaration.
All right. Duration. That seems pretty straightforward. Like, love needs time to develop.
And unfold,
Yeah.
to go through things and become something more.
So not just that first rush of passion, it's the commitment, sticking it out.
A summer fling is fun, but it doesn't have that depth, right, of shared experiences. That's what Badiou's talking about.
It's like those couples you see together forever. You can just sense that history between them.
Exactly. And that leads to the third thing, declaration.
Declaration, so you don't just feel it, you got to express it too.
You got it. He says it's an ongoing thing, affirming the love, nurturing it. It's about choosing each other over and over and making sure they know.
Constantly renewing the vows, but not just officially. In everyday life.
Like small gestures, telling them how you feel, even just being there when it matters, those are all declarations.
So these three things, chance, duration, declaration, they're all connected.
Totally. It all works together, right? Chance starts it, flame lets it deepen, and declaration keeps the flame alive.
This has really changed how I think about love. It's not simple, that's for sure, but there's something hopeful about it too. You're not finding the right person, but building something amazing with them.
That's Badiou for you. He's not giving you easy answers, but a way to understand it, the work, the potential.
And then he compares love to politics. How does that even fit in?
I know, right? Sounds strange. But think about it. They both involve dealing with differences, with power, working towards something shared, even when you disagree.
So both require being open, listening to the other side, trying to understand.
Exactly. And courage, right, to step outside your comfort zone and deal with the messy stuff, the reality of it.
Makes you wonder if our politics could use a bit more of that love approach, more empathy, more listening.
Interesting thought. Maybe they're not so different after all. Maybe we can learn from both.
This has been a really amazing dive. We covered so much. The traps of modern love, Badiou's ideas about how it really works, love as an event, the truth each couple creates, the work it takes. What's your biggest takeaway?
For me, it's that love's a journey. It's always evolving. It's about growing, discovering, creating with someone. And you got to be brave, open to the unexpected.
I love that. And for anyone who wants to dive even deeper, check the show notes for a link to the full summary of Badiou's book.
Keep exploring.
Until next time, remember this. Love's not easy. It's a challenge, a commitment. But it shows us the power of connection. So go out there and create something amazing.